Hi, welcome to Experiment with Jo Koepke. That's me. These super short episodes are designed to bring that injection of encouragement, inspiration, and maybe get you thinking a little bit. I hope you enjoy. Hi, and welcome to another episode. This episode is actually based on a piece that I wrote for the Kin Women blog. If you haven't heard about Kin Women, can I encourage you to go and check them out? They are an online network bringing together women of all ages, cultures, backgrounds for the purpose of doing life together and sharing wisdom and encouraging each other to live life well. They have a great blog with a whole lot of different writers. I am honored to be one of them. They do events, they're on radio, they have a podcast as well. So go and check them out at kinwomen.com. Now to this episode. Do you know what I've realized? In my quest to grow as a person and lead myself well, I switched into thinking that limitations were simply a problem that I needed to solve, whether that was figuring out what that right strategy was or which amount of effort would conquer these limitations. And it wasn't a conscious thought, and my words often said the opposite, but deep down, I was trying to eliminate all signs of being fragile. But what if those limitations are actually a key to growth and self-leadership? There's a quote from Kate Bowler from No Cure for Being Human. In my finite life, the mundane has begun to sparkle. The things I love, the things I should love, become clearer, brighter. And I love that quote, because this is the gift of our limited and fragile human existence if we embrace it. When we stop trying to do it all and ignoring those limits, we find what is truly important. Instead of splitting our efforts in so many directions, we can target that energy into a few. Days when I have completely open space in my calendar, as much as I try and, it's leaving space to rest and for the unexpected and things, what often ends up happening is it gets filled up with meaningless busy work. I don't focus as well. When I have short time blocks between other commitments, often that sees me focused on the most important task and getting it done. I home in on the priority within the limits. What would your life look like if you had the mental and calendar capacity to invest into your family? What would your community look like if you had the space to listen deeply and make connections? Maybe what we most need is to recognize that we have limited energy, time, and focus. You may have heard this referred to as spoons. There's a lot of people talk about this, and it's this concept that, each spoon of energy or focus is there for you. Some tasks may only take 1 spoon of energy. Some tasks may take 5 spoons of energy. And we have this limited amount each day, and it varies from day to day. And when you know that you only have a few spoons today, you choose to use them where they make the most impact. Refusing to acknowledge how few spoons you have means you end up wasting them and you have little left over for what you actually value. Recently, I have found myself staying up late. I had an evening meeting and I wanted to get a couple of tasks finished up, and then I got involved watching an episode of, the latest show that's grabbed my attention. And I was unconsciously pushing back on the limitation of my human body and the 24-hour day that we all live in. In the moment, it can kind of feel like you're breaking free of this limitation and keeping pushing forward. But the reality is that all it has done is impacted the next day. My brain is foggy, the tasks on my to-do list seem harder, and I know that if I had simply embraced the need to rest, I would have been able to focus more effectively. My family would have got a better version of me. The work wouldn't have taken so long, and I would have been able to do what was important. I always have so many roles and pursuits on the go. And I know if I try to do all of them, I end up doing nothing well. So part of leading myself well is deciding what will get my attention and what I will put on the back burner for now. Now, it's been hard and I haven't figured it all out yet. This is a work in progress, but it's about recognizing the gift of limits, which allows me to let go of good things, to allow space for the best things. If you've read my book, you may recognize a little bit of that as part of a chapter in Stepping Up in Leadership, where I talk about that concept of letting go of the good to make space for the best. That was many years ago, but I'm still learning that lesson. So what limits do you have in your life? What gift can these limits bring you? Let's encourage each other to be human, even if this goes against our culture. Maybe we can be part of changing that culture, to embrace limits, to release toxic expectations, and thrive within the time and energy we have. Thanks for listening to another episode. Don't forget to go and check out kinwomen.com to find out more about them. Have a great week. Thanks for listening to another episode. If you want to stay in touch, please look me up on social media, Jo Koepke. That's JOKOEPKE on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. If you head on over to the website in the show notes, you'll be able to stay in touch via email too. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.